live, but just let me know when we're live.
We're live.
Yep, we're live now.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hello. I'm Paxton Delaney. One of the tools I'm going to be talking to you about this afternoon is going to be Electroninks. It's a type of circuit scribe for younger students, well, students of all ages in the different classrooms. But what this is able to do is help focus on younger students being able to use this in the classroom, whereas before with this type of lesson, it would involve a lot of soldering in the classroom to put different circuits together, whereas now it's just taking a simple pen that resembles any number 2 lead pencil or pen that you usually use in the classroom, and you draw these lines on a piece of paper, and this is going to connect your different batteries and different motors that they have on here, as well as other cables. And what it will do, the one use that they had for it was a student drew the outline of a city and left different circles blank, and then drew this circuit underneath and was able to make it so it looked like different lights in the different buildings were lit up throughout the town. So it's a neat way to get students involved in engineering without having to use soldering in the classroom for the younger students, where it would be a lot scarier for them to use it as opposed to older students who would know what they were doing. Whereas now you can use this for all different ages and start them into the engineering process a lot earlier.
Do you know how expensive it is? Out of curiosity, because that's like, if it is cheaper, it's a pretty easy way to, instead of spending all the money on like buying computers and all these other things for engineering. I don't know if you know.
They have a bunch of different packets that you can get.
Okay.
Like some of the different kits are, you've got kits that don't have as much, are ranging about $16. And then you've got the one that I saw for the classroom that would go for about 10 to 20 students was around $439. I think is what it was, $440, something along those lines. But that's one, and it says on there that it would last a few seasons for you, or a few different years for you. So it wouldn't be, $440 per year. But It also has because with this you have to use a different type of paper. You can't just use your regular notebook paper. You have to use something else for them to write on, almost like a photo, like paper that you print photographs out on.
Okay.
And so you can do with the big pack for school, that'll include that, a bunch of different circuits for you in there, batteries, motors, and then your simple kit, your light kit, for instance, is $25, and that was just going to include your pen, your 2 batteries, and 1 circuit.
Okay.
It's actually not too bad. It's pretty reasonable, especially if it lasts you multiple years. And you
Yeah.
get grant funding for that or something like that if you really wanted that in the classroom.
And just bringing up the safety issue for it that way. Like I said, students aren't learning about engineering or anything like that until way later. At least they can get an idea of it. And they'll enjoy just drawing the lines on there and seeing. And it's nothing. You're not seeing like a big like motor doing anything special, but you get to see a little movement right there on the piece of paper, or just one little LED light up for you.
Yeah, it's a good way to bring STEM and the engineering part of STEM into like younger children's classroom, especially because I feel like mostly you just do, building those structures with like the spaghetti and the tape, and they do that, but then this is another way to do it, so I think that's a good idea.
I do feel like engineering is kind of like the most overlooked part of STEM as far as the young grades go. Like they just don't focus on it as much as they do as the science and the math.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Okay. My tool is called Spritz. It's basically just, it puts up a little bar at the top of your page, and it goes through the text on your internet page one by one, so that you can read faster. What it does is it just puts it one by one. You can adjust your speed. Before you put on the toolbar, they have you take a little test to see how your optimal reading speed. So that way it just splits through really fast. It looks faster than you would normally be able to read, but you're actually able to understand it. And the science behind that has something to do with, hold on, let me look up the term real quick. I kept it open for this reason. I can't remember what the specific term was.
And is this supposed to help with like reading comprehension?
Yes, and it's supposed to help you read articles on the internet faster, or just basically read faster. In the word, one letter is red. The rest is all white. One letter is red. The red letter is the optimal recognition point, or abbreviated ORP. So basically, what that is the ORP is the point where your brain looks to recognize and draw meaning from a word. So it's focused on brain science. And basically, when you read a word, there's a certain point in the word that you focus on, and that helps you gain meaning from the word. So they put that in red so that you can focus on that, and you don't have to, do the left to right reading motion that you normally do, which makes it faster. So you don't have to scan the page. It's right there in front of you. And then it also helps you recognize the meaning faster, because then you don't have to search for that ORP. It's right there in red, bolded in front of you. And the ORP is always in the same spot on that little box. And it can hold words up to like 13 characters, I think it said. So it's just basically supposed to help reading comprehension and make things faster.
I would have never thought.
I noticed when I... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was saying I would never have thought to like I've never even heard of an optimal whatever that ORP thing is. Like I would even thought like, oh, one letter is going to help me. This one little letter in the middle is going to help me understand articles, words, and improve my comprehension. I think that's really interesting.
That's when when I clicked on the site, they had I guess like not a demo video, but just a little introduction video on there showing it to you. And when they were doing the video, they were doing it with the little box on there, and it was I felt like it was rolling through it, like I wasn't going to be able to keep up. But just being able to focus on that red letter, I was able to stay right along with it, and it was crazy how just that red letter made you just focus, and it was almost like your little bit of peripheral took over what the other letters were going to be around it.
Yeah, I mean, like, it definitely helped, because I'm sitting here reading it, and it's at like 350 words per minute. Nobody reads a book that fast.
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous. But because of the way they set it up, it actually works. And I mean, I found it really interesting because I like, cognitive psychology and stuff like that. So it's, I just found it really, really interesting that that's the way your brain works, and they can figure that out and then translate it into something useful, which is really cool.
Yeah. Did they have anything on the website talking about like using it with children or anything?
They didn't really, but I can see a couple different uses. I mean, it might help with, I feel like it would be helpful for students with like ADHD that have trouble focusing.
Yeah, I think so.
That little red dot just kind of helps them. It grabs your attention.
Sucks you in.
Yeah, it kind of sucks you in. So if they're kind of, normally when they're reading, they get distracted and they don't want to sit there and focus on the text. But there, it's like you just keep seeing that red letter, and it refocuses your attention every time.
Mm-hmm. Do you set it to different limits? How many words per minute?
Yeah, you have to have an account to go over 250. I think it was, or I think just without an account, it's automatically preset to 250. So to go below, slow the speed down or to speed it up, you have to have an account. But it's a free account, so it's not really that big a deal. You just create a login. And then it does have a little bookmark tab. You just drag it up to your bookmarks bar, and you can click on it on no matter what page you're on, and it should be able to read it.
Yeah,
and for whatever reason it doesn't work with a particular web page.
I think you could use this as assistive technology too in your classroom for like a student with ADHD or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it definitely works because they had like a sample article you could use or whatever, and I like used the Spritz to read it, and like I literally got like 15 questions right, and I was amazed that just like these little words, it actually improved my comprehension of like, because they ask you questions like, oh, how many, I think it was about Ryan Lochte, the Olympic swimmer, is like, oh, how many gold medals did he win? And at first I was like thinking like, crap, I don't know. But then after like thinking about the pictures or the words in the Spritz box, I actually like remembered the exact number of medals he had won. So like it does actually work.
Yeah.
It really depends on your memory and the way your brain processes things.
Yeah.
Can you use it for any article that you find, or is it just
any article?
Yeah.
As long as you have the little bookmark bar, you just click the button while you're on the whatever website you happen to be reading, and it'll do it for you. They have a helpline if for some reason it doesn't work with a particular web page, and then you just send them the URL and stuff, and they try and fix it. But it should work with most websites.
That's cool.
All right, are we ready to move on? Okay. So my tool is Rubistar, and it's used to create rubrics, and it's free. And when you first go on the website, I clicked the quick tour, which when you click that, you can either go to create a printable rubric, you can save it or not save it, or you can edit a saved rubric. And then when I clicked on find rubric, and there was a search engine, and I just typed in reading, and just typing in reading, it said that there was 1,331 rubrics found just that have to go with reading. So you can find rubrics on there and then create your own. And when you press on create your own, it's not just like completely all up to you. Like it has different categories for what kind of rubric what you're making the rubric for. So the categories were oral projects, products, multimedia, science, research and writing, work skills, math, art, music, and reading. And then under each category, there's subcategories, so you can get like really specific on what you're making your rubric for. And just under reading, the subcategories were independent reading in elementary school, literature circles, listening and sharing, and reading, analyzing information. And then once you click on one of those, it's just a blank rubric that you can edit, and it's just completely blank with you know, the setup of a rubric, and you click on each square. And it's really useful, and there's so many different, I like how it like gets it really specific into categories, so it like it can like change the rubric for what you're using it for, and it's free, and it was really easy. So
I think it's good that like you can like there's already rubrics made, so that saves you time. Not that you shouldn't make your own rubrics, but I mean it's just an easy way to like save you time, because you know you have lesson planning, you have grading, all these other things. If you can just get a rubric from online really quick, that like saves a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for assignments where you just want students to get an understanding of what you're looking for. It's not something where you really have to dive into a rubric. Something you print out real quick for them just so they have an idea of what to do for that assignment. And then you can also just edit the other ones for your bigger assignments for exactly what you want from them.
Yeah, I think it's really great, especially when there's this push for project-based learning, because, I mean, how do you grade those? You use a rubric, and a lot of teachers might not know exactly how to put the rubric together, or they might not know what language to use and stuff like that, and I think that's really helpful to just get that assessment part out of the way.
Yeah, definitely. And you don't use rubrics for every kind of assessment. Like some assessments you don't need rubrics for at all. So I think it's great that you can just go on here if you need a rubric. Like quickly make one if it's not, because if you're not a teacher that uses rubrics a lot, like this is so easy to use it.
And are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to finish it out with a tool called Zaption. Basically what it is you can take YouTube videos, you can make your own videos, and pretty much make them interactive. You can add questions on the sidebar with multiple choice, have short answers. You can put little captions on pictures in the videos, and making learning interactive. I mean, I know when I was in school that teachers always show clips on YouTube and you're just sitting there watching, and they don't make you do anything with it. But having the Zaption or using Zaption allows students to remember more. It helps them, if the teacher has the questions on there, they know what information they need to know, and it personalizes their education because they can pause it, they can go back, replay it over and over again until they do know the information. It can also be used as like review before a test. Let's watch this video, click the little things, and really refresh their memory about the material.
I feel like
go ahead.
Okay, I feel like they're really great for like substitute teachers, because I remember having substitutes in class, and it was always like, watch this video and take notes, and it was so
busy work.
Yeah, it was just really busy work, but this actually targets your learning more. It can be, educational and actually go along with what you have been learning, and not just be some random video or movie. And then it also gives you the questions as like right when they pop up. If that makes sense. Like at the point in the video where the relevant information is there, that's when the question, which is really good because it helps you focus.
And like you said with the substitute teacher too, they put up a video, and even if it's not something where they have to take notes from it or answer any questions, it's still, they're the substitute teacher's putting up a video that you gave them, and really you only want one part of the video shown. If you're there, you can go ahead and fast forward right to that part you want. They may sit there and have the class watch the 5-minute video for the 45 seconds in the middle that you wanted. Whereas with this, you can just cut it out, and all they have to do is click right on that. Then the 45 seconds you wanted out of the video is the only thing getting shown.
Yeah, it's a great way to integrate like multimedia and technology into your lesson plans too.
Yeah, and I thought of another way to use it. Like, it's really easy to use, and it's a free account. Students can make their own videos and like share it with the class, like for a project or something, and have little questions that they want the class to answer while they're presenting their project or whatever.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That's cool. That's a good way for some students who don't like to get up in front of the class. They can go ahead and record their project, at home or whatever, and then just show it to the class instead of having to get up in front of them and do it in person.
Yeah, that is true. It is really good for those students who are a little more uncomfortable with like oral presentations.
And maybe just that's getting them into it a little bit slower by letting them do that. Then they start to realize, technically they are in front of the classroom anyway, even if they're doing it by the video. So maybe they start getting a little more comfortable by doing it themselves right there in person.
Yeah.
Okay. Awkward silence time.
Does anybody have any comments?
I'm good.
I guess all of them, again, they bring technology outside the classroom. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like you could with the electronics, you can, not so much the rubrics. If a student wants to make their own rubric, like, oh, did I like this story? Did I not like this story? Electronics, sort of, I guess. If it's, parents have the money and they want to bring that home with their child. And then, what was yours again? Jessica, I know if you say it. Oh, Spritz. Yeah, Spritz. Yes. Like, again, that's use free account, practice their reading at home, and they can do it by themselves. Parents should be involved with their child's reading, but if they do need to do it by themselves, it's an easy way to bring it home with them.
I like all the different reading tools too to help students nowadays. It just seems like it's something that's like students aren't getting as engaged in it and enjoying it as much as they should. With all these different tools, it's helping them to get more out of it.
Yeah, I feel like the Spritz tool doesn't work with PDFs, which I really hope they do, update that because that could be really helpful for like an ebook or something like that too. And a student that has difficulties reading those. But I feel like all of these kind of help in their own little ways, and they're all like targeted at a specific area. Like with the rubrics, it's more for the teachers.
Yeah,
mine's for the rest, it's all student focused and helping your students get more out of the information they're presented.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I feel like we've pretty much covered everything.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
All right. Signing off.